Like many celebrated people, at his core, Michael Jackson was conscious of a certain emptiness. He admitted it, and often it didn't take much prodding for him to describe himself as the loneliest person on the planet. Over the years, especially as he got older, bleakness crept into his soul. When he was on stage, he came to life and was without peer. Off stage, he felt joyless. However, when he met Jordan Chandler, all of that seemed to change. Michael is a sad person, confirmed one who has been associated with him for 20 years. He has had a difficult life, always been a loner, a misfit. If he hadn't become a star, he would be the guy living in Gary, Indiana, along with a one-bedroom apartment with no friends and a job developing film at a photo lab. That really attracted Michael to Jordan when the youngster's humor. Whenever a person can make him laugh, that's someone he will want in his life. Jordan made him laugh. Hill made fun of Michael of the way he dressed, of his clumsiness, his driving. Michael was amused by Jordan's irreverent manner. He felt he could be himself around him. They used to dance together. Michael was showing Jordan choreography steps and Jordan catching on remarkably fast. Jordan was intelligent. Michael loved smart kids and Jordan was tremendously creative. Michael said that Jordan could one day be an amazing film director. He has a vision, he told me. I think he could do wonderful things. They probably would be a perfect couple of buddies, if not for the fact that Jordan was 13 and Michael was 34. I truly don't think there was a deepest bone in his body, June said of Michael. If she thought anything was unusual about Michael and Brett Neverland, she did indicate it was much after she and her family returned to Los Angeles. It was a while before Michael invited them all to his hideout in Wilshire Boulevard in Century City, about 10 minutes from June and Dave Schwartz's home. Do you have an amusement park there too? Jordan asked him. Michael laughed. No, silly. It's just my place to go where no one can find me. Then, lowering his voice as if to show important confidence, he added, as soon as someone finds out about it, whoosh. I moved to another hideout. Once, he continued, a person knocked on my door that I didn't know, and whoosh, I moved to another higher the next day. Why? Because if one stranger knows where I live, Michael answered, then millions more will follow. So how many hideouts have you had? Jordy asked. Jordan. Hundreds, Michael said, grinning. Hundreds and hundreds and hundreds. Jordan, Lily, and June had fun at Michael's hideout as expected, and as the days passed, became privy to more of his secrets. For instance, on March 9th, Michael was honored with a Soul Train Award for Best Album Dangerous and Best Song Remember the Time. At the show, he sat in a wheelchair on stage and performed Remember the Time while surrounded by a host of dancers. He explained he had hurt himself during rehearsals. However, the next day in Neverland, he threw the crutches aside. It's a miracle. I can walk. I can walk, Michael exclaimed, the drugstore on him coming forth. Michael had never been injured. It appeared he had used a wheelchair and crutches as a publicity gimmick. A couple of days later, Michael took Jordan, Lily, and their mother to Las Vegas, where they all stayed at Jackson's private $3,000 a night suite in a Marriott hotel. Michael and Jordan stayed in separate rooms, while June and Lily shared another suite. The night after their arrival, June and Lily turned in early, exhausted by their fun time in Las Vegas. Meanwhile, Michael and Jordan watched The Exorcist. Jordan was so frightened by the film, he asked, or Michael suggested, depending on which of them tells the story, that he be allowed to stay with Michael in his room. In whatever matter the circumstances involved, the two ended up sleeping together. Michael in silk pajamas, Jordan in a t-shirt and sweatpants. The next morning, when June went to Jordan's bedroom, she found that he had not slept in his bed. As she stood in the doorway trying to figure out what happened, she caught Jordan slipping out of Michael's room. What's going on? She asked him. Where were you? Oh, I slept with Michael, answered the boy casually, according to rare recollection. What? June exclaimed. What are you talking about? You don't do that, she said, now scolding him. Never do that again, Jordan. Why? Because it's not right, June said upset. Promise me you'll never do that again. Ever, Jordan. But Mom, but nothing, she come off. Promise me. I promise, said Jordan, sounding defeated. The next day, Jordan told Michael about June's concern. Now Michael was the one who was upset. He didn't understand why June would so object about sleeping sleeping with her son. Did she not trust him with Dave Schwartz? With Dave Schwartz now around the house, it seemed right that Jordy had a male influence. Michael reasoned. He decided to take up that matter with June, according to what June later recalled. Michael pulled her aside and, fixing her with an earnest look, said, Jordan and I share a special and instant friendship. Why do you tell him he can't sleep with me? Because it's completely inappropriate, Michael, June said, holding her ground. I don't want Jordan to be hurt. But I'm not like that, Michael said. How do you think I would hurt Jordan? He asked. We have a friendly, honest, true, and loving relationship. Michael then told June his story about conditioning, that children are innocent until conditioned by the world to be otherwise. At point at which point they become cynical, judgmental adults who lie, cheat, gossip, and treat each other poorly. It would be his desire, he said, and that Jordan remain pure and untouched by the adult world, unconditioned. Michael began to cry. June didn't know how to respond to Michael's heartfelt monologue. His theory, while idealistic and naive, was probably harmless. However, there was still something disconcerting about the proposition that Jordan never be permitted to grow as a well-adjusted adult. After all, it couldn't always be moonbeams and lollipops for his son. Did she really want him to end up like the 34-year-old man standing before her, sobbing? Or was she now just being cynical and judgmental, thereby proving Michael's point? At a loss, she apologized to Michael for hurting his feelings. The two embraced. You must trust me, Michael said. I do, June assured him. I do trust you. The next day, Michael gave June a $12,000 ruby and diamond bracelet from Carrier's. June stared at him and he presented the gift dumbfounded. A token, Michael told her. It's nothing. I just love you. Afterward, Michael continued telephoning and visiting Jordan with June's approval, and much to the astonishment of many in the Chandler and Schwartz families. Why would a wealthy, world famous, and busy superstar work so diligently to forge a deep and meaningful bond with one of his teenage fans? No one seemed to have the answer to that question. However, the scenario wasn't quite as odd to those witnessing from Michael's camp. Many of them had seen young friends of Michael's come and go over the years, and had long ago learned to not question their employer about it. Though he was clearly obsessed with certain boys along the way, no one ever saw him do anything appropriate with them. No one ever accused him of anything improper, and so that was the end of it. The explanation always had something to do with Michael's lost childhood and his having young friends because they were innocent and trusting. A bit of tiresome excuse. Therapy might have been a better way to go, but as one of his longtime associates put it, don't even go there with Michael. On Friday, April 2nd, Jordan Schindler and his mother and sister again went to Neverland to visit Michael. While there, they noticed that a pair of mannequins, both dressed as fierce-looking Scyth Indian guards, had been positioned in front of the heavy mahogany double doors leading to Michael's bedroom. Michael said he had them placed in there to order to keep the ghosts away from the room. Inside his bedroom, Michael had a giant gold throne placed directly in front of the fireplace. It was very strange. That night, June and Lily stayed in the guest quarters. Jordan stayed with Michael in a room fit for a king.